set your roller down on the ground, and then we're going to sit our butts onto it. All right, so once you've got your butt on, now you might choose to keep a little bit more of a bent knee position. That might feel a little bit more comfortable, but if you have it in your body and your knees don't mind it, come to a little bit of a crisscross seat and then just readjust. Make sure the roller feels good under your butt. Once you found your way there, one hand onto the end of the roller, the other hand is going to lift and take a little side bend. Take 3 nice big breaths here. Awesome, lift up and take it over to the other side. Lori's got a foam roller. Woohoo! Nice, lift up and take it into a little seated twist. Release your twist and take it over to the other side. Beautiful, release, come back to center, and we're just gonna take a couple of tick-tocks of the head. So just let your hands rest wherever feels the most comfortable. Drop ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. One more little tick-tock of the head, and then as your head comes back to neutral, now we're gonna turn the head side to side like you're looking over your shoulder. And then as you do this movement here, just kind of tune in and notice your neck muscles and then listen in. If there's anything clicking or catching, or if there's just any little hiccups in the muscle, just kind of tune in and notice. There's no right or wrong, but you just want to notice. Take one more little turn of the head side to side. And now we're going to take the left hand to the cheek, and you're going to push your hand into your cheek or cheek into the hand, and you're going to create that little resistance. So like you're trying to turn your head, but your hand is going to try and stop you. So you're going to create a little tension in the neck. You might even feel a little tension in the arm. Push your hand into your head into your hand. Hold it there for one more moment. Release and take it to the other side. Hand to the cheek, push your cheek into your hand into the cheek. Create that little resistance, that tension in the muscles. You might notice a little tension in your hand and your arm. And then when you're ready, release, and now turn your head and look over your left shoulder just as far as you can go. Keep that turned position, but now look your eyes to the right. Release your eyes, release your head, and then turn your head the other way. Turn your head in that direction, hold that nice solid position. Keep your head turned, but now look your eyes in the opposite direction. Lovely. Release your eyes, release your head, lean back into your butt just a little bit so you can swing the legs out. And now we're going to keep a nice wide position with the legs. Sitting bones nice and solid on the roller, and now we're going to take it into a cat-cow. But as you do that little cat-cow, it's going to be maybe a little bit of a smaller range of motion because you're going to feel your butt rolling on the roller just a little bit. So keep it light so you can control, so you're not just like rolling your bum off the roller. Nice. One more little arch of the back, one more little round of the back, and then find a nice neutral position with the spine. And then we're going to start to rock a little bit side to side. Now I'm going to start to turn my roller sideways, but you keep yours just as it is. And we're just going to find that light rock side to side. So it might feel like a little bit of windshield wiper action, and then reposition your legs to a point that feels good. And now we're going to take that big roll across. So we're going to roll across the glutes, think hip to hip or side of the butt to the side of the butt. One more roll across each way, and then come back to center. Step your left foot so it's good and solid on the ground. That's going to be our anchor point. And now we're going to step the right foot into a looser position and then just rock that knee up and down. Beautiful. One more rock of that knee up and down, and then we're going to switch. So you're going to anchor your right leg. Left foot's going to step into a slightly looser position and then drop that left knee up and down. Wonderful. One more drop of that knee up and down. And now we're going to come back to that hip to hip, just take a couple of gentle rolls across. And then the next time you come over to the right, stay there for a moment, take a couple of gentle rolls up and down. We're getting super hip heavy today. Just throwing that out there to start. All right, and then one more little up and down, take it over to the left, take it over and across, take a couple of rolls up and down here. Kind of tune in and feel how this feels. So if this already feels like super intense and you're already at your edge, then when we come back around, you might choose to stay with this. But if things are feeling good and you're like, oh, there's a spot I could just get to if I go a little deeper, now we're going to start to find our way there. So come back to the center, left leg is going to go long, right leg is going to come across into a figure four, slide that left leg up and in. That might be a lot. So you might choose to stay here for a second, see how that feels, wobble your figure four a little bit, find some space. But then if things are feeling good, you're going to roll over to the right onto the side of that glute and then roll yourself up and down. If you get here and you're like, whoa, that is too much, come back off, release your figure four, and then just do the side of the glutes without the figure four. And then as you're rolling here, if you're finding any parts that are just like a little tender and they just want that extra attention, find that part, sit on it for a second, relax your glute muscles, relax into your breath. Awesome. And then once you feel like you found that breath and released it a little bit, take one or two more little rolls up and down. And then once you feel like you've got this side, it's feeling pretty good, come back to center, soft hands, release that left leg, right leg goes long, give your knees a little bounce, make sure everything feels okay. And then once you feel like things are good, left leg is going to come across the right, slide it in, find your figure four. One side might be totally different than the other. So don't feel like you are like locked into some symmetry here. If one side is a little bit tender or wants care, give it what it needs. Things are feeling good, rock your figure four a little bit side to side. Nice. And if things are still feeling good, roll over to the left and then roll yourself up and down just to a depth that feels good. Nice. Now, if you found a spot over here that wants a little attention, hang into that spot for a second, soften your glute muscles best you can, and take about 3 nice deep breaths. Beautiful. When you feel ready, come back center, or take a little glide up and down just to kind of soothe that out. But then when you feel ready, come back to center, soft elbows, step that foot off, both feet nice and long, give everything a little bounce. Now we're going to pop our butt over the roller so that the backs of our thighs can land on the roller. So lift your butt up, scoot your bum over, and then find your thighs onto the back of the roller. We're just going to let the thighs get sort of heavy and spread onto the roller, and then just push in with your hands, like your hands are making little figure eights or the little mushy massage maneuver. So we want to let the thigh muscles be soft and relaxed and just push into that skin and connective tissue, mush it around a little bit. Awesome. And then take it over to the other leg, push in, smush it around. Nice. And then once you feel like you've got that kind of smushed around, we're just going to move the roller underneath the kneecaps so that it gives that nice bent knee support. Take a nice big breath, lift up and overhead. Exhale, reach toward your toes. Take one big breath here. Walk your hands up your shins. We're going to work our way down to the ground. So keep that roller underneath the backs of your thighs or underneath your knees. Come down onto your back and then lift your hips up and roll that roller underneath your tailbone. So we want it in that supported bridge position. It's underneath that strong structure of the hips. So make sure you feel like it's good and solid and it's not in the low back. Once you're here, hands are going to find the ends of the roller just to keep it feeling like it's secure. We're going to pick the knees up. Hug the knees gently towards your chest, and then we're going to just take those knees, draw them in circles, go in one direction. Take your knees, draw them in circles, go the other way. Beautiful. Now, as your knees come back to center, we're going to extend the legs up towards the ceiling and then bend and bring the legs back down. Take a few of those, just kicking the legs up towards the ceiling and bending and bringing them down. That's a light, gentle bit of work, but as you do that work, notice your abdominal muscles and the low back. So if your low back is feeling like it's collapsing, just keep a sense of firmness in your center so the low back feels supported. And then once you feel like you've got that solid center, once both legs kick up towards the ceiling, now we're going to take it into some scissors. So one leg is going to reach long, we'll meet in the middle, the other leg reaches long. Take a few times, alternating directions. Here you might feel the abdominal muscles kick on to help that action happen. Take one more time through or even yourself out. And then the next time the right leg comes forward and the left leg goes long, bend that right knee, grab hold of the knee, hug the knee in towards your chest. Left leg is going to go all the way down to the end of your mat. If your heel can find the ground, awesome. If you feel like the roller is secure and you want to hold on to the right knee with both hands, feel free. And then once you've got your handhold that you like, left leg is extended long, and here you should be feeling a good bit of stretch or sensation through that front left pocket area. So where your front left pocket would be. Take one more breath. And then we're going to switch. Left knee is going to pull into the chest. Right leg is going to go nice and long. You choose the handhold that makes the most sense to you. It might feel good to have a single handhold, hold on to the roller, double handhold, or no hands at all. That's up to you. But with the right leg extended long, now hopefully you're feeling a little stretched to that front right pocket area. And actually it gives a compression as well in the left front pocket area. So there is double work going on here, triple work, thousands of bits of work going on here, but that's where you might feel the most sensation. Take one more breath. And then we're going to release both feet down to the ground, but in a bent knee position. We're going to come back to that supported bridge. Now we're going to let the arms come out at our sides, and we're just going to hang here for about 5 or 6 cycles of breath, just depending on how fast you breathe. But in this supported position, if you're doing that hip work or the pelvic floor work, if you're working on some stuff in your body, this is a great place where the bladder is slightly lifted off. So if you're working those Kegels and you want to do that controlled contraction of the muscles there, this might be a really great place to find that work, because the bladder comes off of those muscles a little bit and you can do the work without the bladder getting involved. So just if you like, otherwise, if you just like that relaxed position, just chill out for a second. Take about 3 more breaths. Great. When you're ready, push gently into your feet, lift your hips up away from the roller, move that roller out from underneath you. And then as your hips come down to the ground, just give a second, let your spine readjust, let everything kind of find its way, let your central nervous system cool off for a second. And now we're going to move that roller out from underneath the backs of our legs and take it right up underneath the shoulder blades. And then we're going to do a quick hit to the shoulders. So bring it underneath the shoulder blades, hang out there for a second, hands behind the head. We're going to lean back just slightly. And then use your abdominal muscles to come up a little bit. Lean back just slightly. Use your ab muscles, come up. Lean back just slightly. Come back up, and now keep a firmness in your center, push into your feet, lift your butt up, and then take a nice big glide up the shoulders. So from beneath the shoulder blades all the way up to the tops of the shoulders. Nice. One more big roll up and down. And then when you come to the tops of the shoulders, relax your butt down to the ground. Everything nice and controlled. We're going to lift up just a little bit so we can scooch that roller out from underneath the shoulders and place it under the head like it's a pillow. So we want it under that strong skull bone, underneath that nice strong structure, so it's not in those gentle neck bones. Once you've got your way there, arms out at your sides, take 3 nice deep breaths, nothing to do but relax. And then when you feel like you're ready, a gentle nod of the head up and down. One more little nod of the head up and down. And then we're going to take it into a turn of the head side to side. So just rock your head gently side to side. You find the range of motion that feels safest to you. Beautiful. One more little rock of the head side to side. And then as you come back to center, lift your head up and off the roller. Release your head from the roller. Pause for a moment. Just notice your head, your neck, your shoulders. And then we're going to spin it around so that the roller's out in front of us, and we're going to find our way into extended child's pose. So you come up and around in a way that works good for you. The roller is going to be out in front of you, and we're going to work the head a little bit. So if you want to, take your glasses off and set them somewhere aside so that they're safe. Big toes together, knees nice and wide, glasses off if you're going glasses off. And then we're just going to walk the roller in so that we can rest the forehead or the third eye center onto your roller. So you choose where you place it first. And this is a great place where we're getting a little bit of relaxed work in the hips, the glutes, the knees, and the quadriceps, but then we also add that little foam roller element. So no, this is a 2-for-1 special as well. Forehead on the roller. Once you feel like you're there, just a little tiny gentle nod of the head up and down. So we trap that skin and connective tissue, gently nod the head up and down. Take one more little nod up and down, and then we're going to keep that placement of the head, but now draw tiny little micro circles. Circle in one direction. You choose how much pressure or how much weight of your head is resting on the roller. Take those gentle circles and draw them the other way. Nice. And then wherever you were, if you were third eye center, move up to the forehead. If you were on the forehead, move down to the third eye center. Rest your head on, take a moment, take a breath. And then if it feels good to do so, a little tiny rock of the head side to side. And then if it feels good to do so, a little tiny nod of the head up and down. Nice. One more little up and down, and then gently lift your head up and off. If you took your glasses off, take a second to put them back on. And now we're going to come up and over the roller so that we're lining up the roller with our hip points. So we're going to place our hip bones onto the roller, but we're going to keep our knees down, elbows and forearms down, so we keep everything supported. We're not going to try to drop all of our body weight onto those hip bones at once. Once you feel like you're there, see if you can relax your feet, relax your knees, wiggle your bum just a little bit to see how your hip points feel. And then if everything is feeling good, you're going to walk your hands in, elbows and forearms down, and rest your head on the backs of your hands. Take one more breath. Come back up with a bit of control. So think about pushing gently into the knees, push into your hands, lift yourself up. We're going to keep those hip bones on the roller, but now we're going to push into the left hand so we can roll slightly over onto the side of the right hip. Once you're there, if you feel like it feels good, roll up and down. One more little roll up and down, and then a little bit of a rock side to side. Nice. One more little rock side to side. And then with control, you're going to come back through center, line up your hip points. And then once you feel like you've got yourself lined up, push into that right hand, roll over onto the left. If that feels good, you're going to roll up and down. One more little roll up and down. And if that feels good, you're going to rock a little bit forward and back. Nice. One more little rock forward and back, and then come back through center, but now we're going to work right up into the thighs. So lift yourself up and off, move that roller down so that it's at the tops of the thighs. And then once you feel like you're there, then we're going to take the top portion of the thighs. So just staying at that top quadrant, so maybe 2 inches or so. Beautiful, staying with that top quadrant, but now we're going to roll slightly over onto the right. So we're on the side of that right thigh, roll yourself up and down. Come back through center. We're going to stay with that top quadrant again, but now move over to the left. So roll slightly onto your left so that we're on the outer edge of that left thigh. Awesome. One more up and down, and then come back through center, and then you either glide up the roller or just lift off and manually move it down, but we're going to now move into the middle part of the thighs and then come back to that nice gentle roll. Wonderful. Now this time at the bottom of that roll, bend your knees, keep your belly firm and your shoulders broad so we keep the upper body supported. Once you've got those knees bent, swish your heels just a little bit side to side. You might feel that like ribbony texture of the muscles here. Try to get your muscles to relax just as much as you can. One more swish of the heel side to side, and then toes are going to float back down to the ground. You're going to roll slightly over onto the right side of the thigh. Roll yourself up and down if that feels good. One more little roll up and down, and then come through center, reposition as needed, take it over to the other side. So right hand pushes into the ground. We roll slightly onto the side of that left thigh, and then roll up and down. Nice. So here we're not trying to put a bunch of body weight onto the IT band. We still want to stay like we're on that quadricep muscle. So we're on the outer edge of the thigh muscle, not the side of the thigh. So just make sure that you're treating your body in a way that feels good. All right, take it back through center. We're going to work down to the bottom of the thighs now. So either lift up and move it manually or glide over that roller, whatever gets you there. And then once you're there, just a nice light little 2 or 3 inch roll, staying off of the knee joint. So we want to stay off of those bony landmarks. Awesome. Now, the next time you come to the bottom of that roll, firm up your belly, broaden your shoulders, bend your knees, keep your upper body solid, swish your heels a little side to side. Nice. One more little swish of the heels side to side, and then float your toes down, push your way all the way up to a tabletop position, pop your knees right over the roller, and we're going to hit those shins real fast. So knees over the roller, glide your knees towards your elbows, push your heels away. You got it. Beautiful. Now we're going to take that roller so that it hugs right underneath the ankle joint. So knees are going to touch down to the ground, ankles on the roller, and then draw your butt back to your heels. Let your butt get nice and heavy towards your heels. And then if it feels comfortable and okay to do so, you're going to swish your tail a little side to side. Awesome. One more little wag of the tail side to side, and then push firmly into your hands. Toes are going to reach back towards the ground. Roller's going to stay out in front of you. And then we're going to lift the sitting bones up, keep a nice generous bend in the knees, and then steamroll the tops of the feet. So we're going to push into the roller, pushing up towards the ankle joint and then down towards the toes. Awesome. One more up and down, and then leave the roller on the ground. Bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll up to standing. Right foot's going to step onto the roller, and we're going to do the soft roll to the bottom of the foot. So find your balance first and just gently glide the foot forward and back. Externally rotate the knee, find the blade edge of your foot and roll the edge of your foot. Great. And then turn the knee in, find the instep of the foot, and that might be just a smaller or shorter roll there. Nice. And then when you're ready, bring that knee back to center, reposition so you can lean forward, put a little body weight in, but then slow your roll down so you smush through the bottom of the foot. Beautiful. One more roll up and down, and then release, set that foot down, switch over to the other side. Left foot on, soft roll the bottom of the foot. Turn the knee out, find the blade edge of your foot and roll. Turn the knee in, find your instep and roll there. Awesome. And then bring the foot back to center. Lean in, put a little bit of body weight on, and roll slower through the bottom of the foot. Beautiful. One more slow roll to the bottom of the foot. And then we're going to step the feet off and just get a little bit closer to the roller and then see, can you step both toes and the balls of the feet onto the roller? So that might take a little maneuvering, but can you step both feet on? So toes and balls of the feet on, heels on the ground. And if you need a little handhold, use a wall, use a chair, whatever you've got. Once you feel like you found your way there, bend your knees a little bit. Can you bend yourself down? Hands are going to touch the roller. Keep your knees super, super bent. If you've still got those toes and the balls of the feet on the roller, now we're going to just do a light little lift of the sitting bones up towards the ceiling and release. Lift your sitting bones up towards the ceiling and release. Beautiful. Do that one more time. Lift your sitting bones up towards the ceiling and then release. Awesome. With control. Step your feet off. Keep your hands on the roller. Soften the back of your neck. Soften the backs of your legs. Cool. And then we're going to finish with a little down dog. So we're going to pick our roller up, set it up right so it becomes our third point of contact. Walk your hands up to the top edge of your roller. Walk your feet back. Make that nice little upside down V shape. Let your chest drop down. Check your jaw. Are you holding tension in your jaw? Can you relax your jaw? Awesome. Bend your knees, look up, slowly and mindfully walk yourself back up, shrug out your shoulders. Woo, you guys are amazing. Nice work today. I swear I'm dripping with sweat. I hope that you are too.